what profession or specialty you have chosen, like civil, criminal? What is your specialty?
So I will say, under the 9 divisions that we have at the AG's office, I am part of the commercial transactions and the litigation division. And there's 3 different sections in that division itself. But I'm part of the real estate, the constructions, and the authorities section. So what all of that is civil. It's real estate matters, land and condemnation issues. Like I said, for the DOT, whenever, in layman's terms, whenever the government is going to need to expand on land for public projects, such as highways and roads and sidewalks and such, the entire process that goes through where you as obviously a property owner have rights. And so the state juxtapositioning its rights of making sure that the public projects are there to enhance the residents of Georgia, that juxtaposition with your own property right, that's not something that is supposed to be trampled on just because there is a greater egalitarian purpose, if you will. And so that's a big part of my everyday stuff. And we talk to property owners, we talk to people that deal with the agency itself, which is the Department of Transportation. Of course, there's processes to all of this. So we have to look at forms. There's obviously a lot of transactional paperwork, but along with the DOT, which is a lot of civil work, I also deal with the Department of Economic Development, which I don't know if you've had a chance to notice, but you being a media person, I'm sure you'd be quite interested in the fact that they call Georgia, or especially Atlanta now, the little Hollywood outside of the Hollywood, because there's so many things that are being filmed here. And if you notice all the new movies coming out, you'll see an Atlanta background or a Georgia background. Or if you see a Georgia logo at the beginning of the movie, there's a little peach and the 2. It's the same logo that's on our website. And on the GDEC website, which is the Department of Economic Development, they are supposed to be maintaining and managing this tax credit that is given to projects that are supposed to be filmed in Georgia. And so you get a certain amount of tax break filming here, and that entire office oversees a process of going through the applications, which ones to grant, deny, to look through, everything down to the staff and the principal of photography, this, that, and that office itself tries to make sure that there's a lot more jobs that are created for Georgians as part of all these projects that are coming over. So we help oversee that. We help oversee the transactional side to that. If there is ever any sort of issue that has to do with complaints from the developers or directors or project side, that would be something that we defend the state and the agency on. And we do get those plaintiff pro se cases where they will ask or raise questions about the Georgia law that is applicable to a certain project. So that's where I get a lot of my day-to-day work. And I also work with the Department of Community Affairs, which looks at a lot of Section 8 housing and housing for low-income families. And they have several other projects that go on and programs that go on, which are federally funded. And so the state is also in charge of and actually almost responsible for distributing these federal funds that are passed down, which of course are good for the residents of Georgia. But whenever you're given that, there's a certain sincerity that you follow the funds through, and you try to make sure that that's not something that is harming the state, but rather helping the communities and every last person that's in need in the state of Georgia. So
that's good information, Aanal.
Yeah.